Oh shit! Fuck! Damn! Did I fuck this up? Hold on a second.
Da, 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 da.
Can you hear me
now?
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
Dude, I'm all over the place. What's up, party people of the MOB, the mob, members only baseball? What's going on? What's happening? What the motherfuck is cracking? It seems like it's been forever since we did this. I am so fucking happy to be back. Let me know how I sound. Do I sound too loud? Am I grainy, raspy, whatever other sexual innuendo you want to use? I don't know, whatever. Let me know how I sound because it's been a second. You know, we've got the soundboard going tonight a little bit. You know, that kind of shit. Part of it is locked down, though, because we're losing. You sound like an old lady. You know what, Bullet? Your mom sounds like an. Oh, wait. Oh, well, she is an old lady. Never mind. Let's see. Husker Grad, what's up, bro? Pain in my ass. What's going on? Actually, I'll hit the chat in a second. Let me do this for a second. Hold on. Let me hear this song. Welcome to Mondays in the Mob, Season 2, Episode Numero Uno. I know pain in my, right? That's what I'm saying, pain in my ass. I'm saying, Anastasia. I tell Lisa that almost on a daily basis. Like, we have this mirror in the hallway, and I'll be walking down the hallway, and I'll just stop, and I'll look at myself, and I'll be like, Lise, come here. Lise, come here. She'll be like, what? I'll be like, look at that shit. Look at that sexy motherfucker in the mirror. But that's a whole nother story. We can talk about that later. I do have a story to tell later, by the way. Not too much later. Coming up pretty soon. But anyway, I just want to say welcome back. It has been, it hasn't been, you know, it's not like AACL or SSF off season. But it's only been, what is it, 5 or 6 weeks? 4, 5, 6 weeks, some shit like that. And, but, you know, I don't know what it is about the mob, but it just seems longer for some reason. Let me do this first. Before we get into anything at all, let me let you know who's going to be on the show with me. Hey, Twin Screw, how you doing, buddy? I just have one question.
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening? Why do you keep saying that to me, Churchill? I don't understand. Anyway, I want to tell you who's going to be on the show with me tonight. First of all, my main man that we have been together, connected almost at the hip since season 14 of a whole nother league. Back when we were I want to say it was called the Rooks, or I don't remember what it was called, but Yogi Barr is in the house as usual. Yogi, what's up? What's happening? What's cracking with you tonight, buddy?
Yeah, I got a message from a courier today to tell me to come to this room that I'd want a vacation package. I knew it was a scam.
Well, I got to get you here somehow. I see Gunny. I see your comment. There is going to be story time. I will tell you that for sure.
Yes.
Hey, real quick, I know we don't like to talk about other leagues on here, but that other league,
Rook Room.
the football
Rook
league that
Room.
will be, that's unnamed or whatever, it was the Rook Room, right? Okay.
The
Yeah.
Rook Room, yeah.
I just want to make sure. Speaking of rooks and guys that are very young, but also very talented and giving of their services, if you will, Special K is in the house. We also know him as the Stat Man and a bunch of other things we call him behind his back. But Keith, what's up with you, bro?
Man, you say I'm young, but I don't feel young.
Bro, you're a fucking baby compared to us. You know that, right?
Oh, shit.
Yes, I know that. Doesn't mean I can't have aches and pains all over the place.
That's because you're out golfing all the time. That's what happens when you golf too much.
Just wait another 40 years.
Dude.
I can't wait. People keep telling me I shouldn't grow old, but
No,
it's gonna happen.
Dude, let me tell you,
Don't rush it.
the guy who's been working on my house, the guy that owns the company, he's like 26, and he's a big boy. He's probably 6'4", 6'5". He's got to be pushing 250 at least, right? He's a big boy. He used to do like cage fighting and all this shit. Now he's a contractor, blah blah blah. But dude, he was complaining about like his back cream and all this shit. I'm like, bro, you are 30 years my junior. This guy's younger than both of my children. Bullet, I am in love. I'm in love with myself. But thank you for that. And I'm just thinking, I'm looking at people, and Keith, I'll ask you this real quick before we do a shout out and get this show started. Does your generation seem younger than they really are, or do they seem older than they are? Because I will tell you what, here's what I've seen. I feel like mentally, emotionally, you're probably less mature than we were at your age, and that's not like a hit on your generation. It just is what it is. But physically, you guys seem like you're more mature and you're aging faster. Does that sound accurate, or do you have a different take on that?
Yeah, that's in general. That's probably accurate, I'd say. Yeah, no, I would say that in general, people are at least the physical part of that is at least accurate. I'm not 100% sure about the mental part of that, just because there's so many different variables that go into that. But
Yeah.
physically, yes, I would agree.
I get it. No, I get it.
I mean, of course, I am obvious exception to that, but it is what it is.
Which part? Which part? And can we phone a friend named Michaela?
Yeah.
God did not bless me with long legs. Let's just go
Me
with that.
either, bro. God has a sense of humor. So I'm like 5'7", and when I was a senior in high school, I was like 125 pounds. I was a tiny guy, but I had super duper basketball skills. Who puts basketball skills in a guy that's 5'7", 125 pounds? Who does that?
That's cruel. That's cruel.
It is cruel.
I mean, Muggsy Bogues was a journeyman.
Yeah, but he was
in the
stocky.
NBA.
But he was stockier. He was thicker. I was like, I was skin and bones, bro. I was short and I was thin. I don't know. Anyway, let's check the chat real quick. Yogi was the first one in, followed by AACL88. I have no idea who the fuck that guy is. And then Bullet, Anastasia Beaverhausen, followed by Doug Day, Crazy Canuck, Members Only Baseball, Corey Menner in the house. Corey, what's up with you, bro? Good to see you. Let's see, Doug, Yogi, Annie again, Bullet, Husker Grad, which is Rob Foraker, Pain in My Ass, which is Anastasia. Are you running two fucking accounts right now? I see Anastasia Beaverhausen, and then I see Pain in My Ass. Or did you make Churchill change his name on his Twitch account? Let me see who else is here. Twin Screw, what's happening? Followed by now I see Mike Churchill. How many fucking people are in that fucking family? Gunny
Pain in My Ass is Theta Queen, isn't it?
Oh, it is. For some reason,
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. My bad. I literally told somebody today it was Anastasia, and I totally fucked that up. My bad. That's right. You're right. T, good to see you. Welcome to the program. I'll get this down. This is show number 1 of season 2. Give me a break already. I only did like 150 of these in that other league. Corey Menner, I already said. Bullet here, Dougie. Winkler, Dave looks like he is 60, acts like he is 6. Actually, I would flip that. I feel like I look like I'm 6, but I act like I'm 60. You know what I'm saying? Gluda's in the house. What's up, Greg Gluda? Good to see you as well. Crazy Connect says in my senior year of high school, I was 6'4", 230. 6'4"? Who the fuck is 6'4", 235 at 17, 18 years old?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's stupid. And then Bullet. I'm 5'7" too, Dave. We were also born a few days apart. Hey, you know what's funny about that, Bullet? I've seen pictures of you, right? Not just recently that you share, but even back in the day when we were doing other shows and things like that. And Pain in My Ass, don't give me any shit right now, girl. I'm just trying to get my feet under me right now. But Bullet, dude, you look taller than you are in the pictures. So whatever you're doing to take those pictures, how you hold the phone or whatever, shoot me a DM and let me know how you're doing that so I could also look fucking tall. And Wink, I already know that you're my fucking height. We've talked about that. Twin Screw, I know you're tall. I've never seen you in person, but people who saw you at a couple of those other conventions told me that you were pretty tall. Let me see here. Probably 90% of what I ate growing up was beef, AA. You know what, crazy? We had better food when we were kids. I don't tell you. I'd also done 2 years of a Husker Power training program about my seat. Yeah, nobody's doing that, bro. I'm not doing that. Here, let me tell you a story before I get into Dave's story time here, real quick.
The pre-story.
This is the pre-story to the story, right? The pre-story to the story is that I was so small. Think about this. When I was in 8th grade going into high school, right? From 8th grade to 9th grade, I was like 5'2". I was so tiny. And then I can't remember if it was the summer between 8th grade and 9th grade or 9th grade and 10th grade. I grew like 6 inches to where I am now. Somewhere like 5'1" to 5'7" or somewhere shit like that, right? Private Clams, you're lucky I'm telling you stories, and thank you for subscribing for 5 months. That's Father Goose to you, baby. Hey, yo. Are you Clams? Are you my ice man? Are you my ice woman to my Father Goose? Hey yo. Hey yo. I see 5'11". Oh, twin screw. The way people talked, they said it made me think you were taller. Husker grad says Boyd Eppley is where is that coming from?
That's the guy that made the Husker Power Strength.
Oh,
program
of
in
course,
Nebraska.
of course, Rob would know that shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Anyway, the my pre-story to my main story is that I was like 5'1", 5'2", maybe at the most, maybe 5 foot, maybe 4'11". I might actually been 4'11" when I graduated 8th grade, and then I just sprouted up. I sprouted from 4'11" to 5'7". But you know what? Take your little fucking junior high body and grow 8 inches in 3 months and tell me how you feel. I was in pain. My shins hurt. It was the worst summer of my whole fucking life.
Oh, it was. I did 9. I grew 9 inches that summer. I went
Dude,
from
growing
5'2" to
pains are fucking
5'11".
terrible.
Oh, my God.
Golly, 9 inches, Jesus Christ!
Oh, in 3 months. My grandmother just kept sewing rings of denim
My
on the bottom of my
God.
Dude,
blue
that's
jeans.
so wild.
They weren't even broke in yet.
Hey, Clamsy said 9, not 8.
Heyo.
Ray is 6'5". I mean, is Ray 6'5"? Because I've seen
Yes.
Ray in person. And
Yes, he
Oh,
is.
okay, Keith. You, me,
He is
Michaela, Lisa,
big
and
dude.
Clams. I didn't think he was 6. I felt like maybe he was like 6'2".
Well,
Do you think
here's
Ray
the
felt
thing.
that tall to you?
Okay, well, here's the thing. When you're as tall as I am, everyone above about 6'1"
I'm as tall, but I'm the
looks
same height as you, bro.
They all look the same, dude.
Oh my god. So Keith says I was 5'3" at 7th, and I'm 5'4" now. Oh wait,
Yeah.
you're only 5'4"?
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking shorty. I tower over you.
You got to love that.
Oh my god, I love, dude. Keith, we need to hang out more. Oh, Gunny says, oh, and Gunny too. Gunny, are you 5'2" or I feel like you were closer to 5'4" when I saw you in South Carolina recently. All right, Private Clams, your stepdad 6. Come on, really? We gotta bring step people into this? Come on. I had lunch with Dave. Need a booster. Doug, dude, you and Coach. So. Driving through Oklahoma, Doug, what year was that? Oh, actually, Doug, we've seen each other twice. We had lunch once, you, me, Lisa, and Coach, and then you and I had breakfast when I stayed at your house. By the way, Doug Day was very hospitable enough, him and T, to allow me to spend the night in their house when I was going out west in, what was that, December 23, I think? So, Clams says she's 5'5" with shoes. I don't know, Clams, you seem like you hold your height pretty well. I would have said you were taller than me for sure when I saw you. What does Bullet says? Not often. What did he say? Not often we can call someone short. I know, right? Yeah. I was like, I want to hang out with Keith and Lisa and Gunny.
And Clams.
Oh, and Annie now too, because she's only 5'5" apparently. And David Leather saying Mondays in the mob. Look we're 15 minutes in. We haven't even started the fucking show yet. So
Free story.
I know, right? It's a research. All right, here we go. Let's get into Dave's story time now that we've done all that shit. Here is story time with Godfather. And by the way, as you see the new graphic, I just realized I'm not screen sharing with you guys, am I?
No, you're not.
You got to say something, man.
So.
Hold on. All right, there you go. Now I'm screen sharing. Members Only Baseball presents Story Time with the Godfather. Again, special props. Soto, for all those graphics I made for the schedule, Soto made all those characters for the graphics. I had to make the graphics, but he made all the fucking characters, which I'm sure took longer than it did for me to make the graphics. Well, I sent him, I said, hey, you need to go and make a one of those characters for me for, doing a show or whatever. Homeboy literally went to all my social media, grabbed pictures of me, and this is what the fucking AI came out with. Put in pictures of me, and this is what it came out. And I got to be honest with you, it's not too far off. It's pretty fucking close. And he said he did the nice blue tie and hat for me for Dodger Blue, which I appreciate. And so this is going to be story time with the Godfather, not story time with Dave anymore. But let me check the chat one more time, and then I'll get into my story here, and then we'll actually get the show started. I had lunch with Dave, needed a booster. Yeah, we were at Doug. 5'3" is a height, blah, blah, blah. Hey, don't get me started on archetypes right now, Doug Day. Oh, my God. The guy in the picture doesn't look old enough to be you. What are you talking about? He looks exactly like me. Do you know how young my face looks? Who said that? Clams, you've seen my face in person. You know how young I look. People all the time think I'm in my fucking 30s, and I'm almost 60, for God's sake. Let's see. I see you. My son is 6 foot. Made him short. Never mind. I think my video is ahead of audio. It says Husker, which, oh, I can see it. There you go. You're old as fuck, Dave. I don't want to hear your shit, Clams. All right. Here we go. And last thing, Annie throwing that Mike Churchill's 5'6". And I got to tell you, based on the sim characters he made in both football and baseball, and hearing his voice, I thought he was taller, Annie. So you just totally shot my fucking what I thought fucking Churchill was. Keith says, not with that bald head and white beard. What are you talking? I have a bald head and a white beard. What are you talking about? My face doesn't mean my face doesn't look good. I take care of my skin, people. All right. Churchill says, shut up, Beeve. Oh, okay, Churchill, are you really 5'11"? I want to know who's lying here. Is Annie lying or is Churchill lying? And listen, 5'6" is great because Fab 5'6". Speaking of which, let me just say this real quick. Freddie's not around right now, and I'm sure he won't be tonight. And if he does show up, it'll be a bonus. However, I just want everybody to know that we haven't heard from Freddie much in the last couple of weeks. His mom is in the hospital, and I think she's in her 80s. She is been dealing with cancer for a while, and she's been back to the ER a couple times in the last month. And I got a DM from Freddie saying she's back in the ER, she's back in the hospital, and he's going to be with her for a while, and kind of this might be it kind of thing. So if you guys get a chance, send a nice message to Freddie. Let him know you're thinking of him. Let him know you're praying for him and his mom and his family. And so I just want to throw that out there. I'm glad somebody said 5'6", because every time I hear the numbers 5'6", I think of Fab 5'6" Freddie. So don't forget to shout out Freddie here and there when you get a chance. Last thing,
he's doing right what he should be doing, enjoying every minute he has.
100%. So, all right, here's my story. I will try to keep it shorter than I originally planned since we are running so long. Hey, who has the over and who has the under on the show tonight? Let me see. We're 23 minutes in and we haven't even started. I'm pretty sure we're going to be on the over. Here's my story. You guys know I've dealt with the computer shit. I dealt with all the shed shit. I dealt with the concrete shit. Well, now we've been dealing with the flooring shit. Here's the flooring shit. We just wanted to get the two rooms upstairs in the hallway in this little office that I'm in now. I'll be moving offices again back to the office that I used to be in when you guys used to see me when Bullet used to ask about my mug thing in the background and all that shit. Well, here's the thing about this guy that I told you, that the really big guy that's the contractor. He had this one guy, he had a couple guys working for him, blah, blah, blah. They're coming in, they're doing the floor as well. They found out the floor in the first office we tried, which is the office that Lisa now moved into, wasn't level, and they had to do some things to make it level. They pulled up the floor. They found out that there was some issues with the structure part because that's where the old stairs used to be. So not only did I have them redo the floor on top, but I had them redo the ceiling on the bottom. Well, they did the ceiling first. They tore all the shit down. They put in more construction or whatever, fucking just shit to make it stronger, right? You could fuck off, Bullet. And then, hey, Bullet, wait, how come we haven't had we had bullet points like one time, bro, and we haven't had bullet points in over like a season. What the fuck? You got to get on the ball. And so they, so they made everything all whatever, tidy, strong, blah blah blah. And then they re-put the sheetrock and whatever on the ceiling, did all that shit. And then they were upstairs doing the fucking floors, and they had to tear the floors up just in that one room. Everything else, they put the floor over the floor. But in that room, because it wasn't level, they had to fucking tear the floor up. Like wood, like hardwood, like almost inch-thick hardwood floors in that room they had to tear up. And they found out the issue because that's where the old stairs used to be. They fixed it all up. Well, they're bringing in the new subflooring. Think about this. It's a floor, and if on the bottom, the ceiling on the bottom in the laundry room, it's all nice like a new ceiling. You walk upstairs, that room is over the laundry room, but it's just framing. There's no floor or anything. So they're carrying the subfloor, and they got this helper, and the two guys, they're carrying the subfloor. And I'm out front. I'm literally out front in my house in the front yard having a phone call talking to my best friend in Chicago. And all of a sudden I hear boom, crash, all this shit. Fucking homeboy fell through the fucking ceiling. Dude, they were doing the subfloor and homeboy was walking on the framing part and literally fell through the fucking ceiling. Took out the entire ceiling they had already replaced in the laundry room.
Oh.
Fucking fell on our brand new dryer that's like probably 3 months old. Fucking tore shit off the wall. Fucked up the wall. Clams, I don't fucking care if he's okay. They fucked up my shit. I don't know. And it was I couldn't believe fucking, first of all, how loud it was. And then I walk in. And here's the fucking thing. This is where the story gets really good. Doug Day says, I talked to Dave on the plane. It sounded like he was taking an aerial. Oh, is that where were you on a plane, Doug, when we talked on the phone? I didn't know that. So anyway, so all that happens. And of course, the contractor shows up like an hour later because he was on another job. And he's apologetic, of course, as he should be. And I told him, I said, and listen, what's funny is he doesn't know who I am, right? But I looked at him, I said, we need to go out front and have a come to access meeting. So we go outside, we go on the front, we go on the porch, because we have a bigger porch with rocking chairs and all this shit on our porch. And I said, yeah, we need to have a come to access meeting. First of all, what the fuck? Second of all, that motherfucker who fell through the ceiling had already dinged up the new wall. They had just replaced some stuff on the walls, resurfaced them, repainted them, all that shit before they put the floor in. And he fucked up the floors even before he fell through the ceiling on another, like fucking moving shit around and not being careful. I was like, this motherfucker's not careful. He can't fucking come back here. And he said, Dave, I understand. I get it. We'll replace him, blah, blah, blah. Well, they replace him, right? And 2 days later, the guy comes to me and he asked me to come outside and we're talking. And he goes, I didn't know this. And listen, just so you know, this is not political, so don't fucking make it political. But he told me, he goes, this guy, the guy who fell through the roof is this skinny little, super skinny, looks like me, like in fucking high school, like fucking 5'6", 120 pounds, Hispanic kid. Well, it turns out he's a Mexican kid. He found out after he fell through the ceiling, 2 days later, kid was fucking illegal. He was using his uncle's ID or some shit like that. And the reason he found out is that 2 days after he fell through my ceiling, fucking ICE picked him up.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck? Like, could you imagine? I could have been liable. Maybe the contractor would have been liable. I don't know. I wish our Vandalay was here to tell me for sure. But, like, what the fuck? Like, you have an illegal working on my house. You don't know he's illegal. He falls through the fucking ceiling. He could have got hurt. He probably got hurt. And next thing I know, he's in fucking jail because ICE picked him up. He was on a 72-hour hold. Apparently, ICE never went back to get him, so they released him. So now he's somewhere in Knoxville, I guess. I don't know, but anyway, that's my wild ass fucking construction story. What are we clipping here already? Are you clipping? Is that so Clams can have a picture of me crazy? Is that what that's all about? Anyway. Yeah, it was fucking wild. So, Yogi, listen, I know you've worked on your house. You've actually built up like a whole fucking house and all that shit. So you probably understand everything that I'm talking about. Subflooring, the framing, all that shit, bro. But dude, what the fuck? You have a kid working on my house that's not even supposed to be here, falls through my fucking ceiling. I don't know if you know the rules or not, but would he have been liable or would have I been liable? Because that's some crazy shit.
He would have been liable. But yeah, I work alone on my house because I didn't hire any illegal aliens. So I do it all by myself.
Yeah, dude, I mean, hold on. Sorry. I mean, it was just fucking wild. So, needs to be a soundboard or when shit goes downhill. I mean, how fucking crazy. I don't even know how many people are watching this right. How many people are watching? Anybody know? I got 20 something. It looks like. Anyway, so that's my story time with the Godfather for now. Keith, how you're about the size of the guy who fell through the fucking ceiling. How would you have felt if you fell through my fucking ceiling?
I mean, I'm not illegal, so it would have ended up better anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, I don't know. I'm not that skinny, so I probably would have fared a little better than this dude.
Maybe. I still think he would have fit through the framing, but anyway, it was fucking wild. So he put a dent on the top of Lisa's brand new fucking washer. Needless to say, we've gotten some discounts on this gig, and they're finally coming tomorrow. They didn't even finish the fucking job, but I got fed up with them. They've been here fucking almost 4 weeks to replace a hallway and 2 bedrooms of floors and the ceiling and a fucking washroom. It's just been fucking terrible. No, not the washer. It was the dryer for sure. It was the dryer.
Why were they doing the subfloor above it? Did they end up pulling that up?
Yeah, they had, because there was a section of it, because that's where the old stairs used to be, and the people who flipped this house back in 2015 didn't do a good job of the
tying it all together.
Not the drywall, but what's the other word for drywall? Kind of that they would put on the
sheetrock.
Sheetrock.
Mud.
Yep, and they got to mud it and then sand it and mud it and sand it, and it's a fucking process, man.
Oh, it is.
It's a fucking pain in my ass. So, anyway, there you go. Story time with Dave is over, and let's move on to season 2 here. I'm going to run through this real quick because I've got a couple announcements to make as well. Just a quick reminder, I put this already in the league content channel, but wanted to remind you, this is the week 1, the opening week schedule for season 2. The A's will host the Cubs, the Brewers will host the Yankees, Giants will host the Cards, and Mets will host the O's. So all of the new teams will start off at home. Your out-of-division tiebreakers when we play these games, and I'm going to show you the whole schedule here in a minute. Doug Day says, if I fall through a roof, it measures on the Richter scale.
let me add one thing to story time. It won't take me but a second. It'll involve Home Depot too. So I found out I've been looking for a used wood stove for a while.
Yeah.
Because I just have 2 infrared heaters in my house. I keep it about 55 in the winter. It's fine by me. Sleep like a baby. So I decided I want to do a wood stove. I can't find anything that's not rusted out. So I found out Home Depot sells them, and I work there. So I went to them and I ordered one. I got a nice looking wood stove coming, but the problem is I got hardwood floors. So I spent all day Thursday building a hearth. I ordered the wood stove. It was supposed to come in this past weekend. I built the hearth, put the stones in, made it. It's beautiful. And all I got to do is put the wood stove in, get the pipes, and I'm up and running. The wood stove is lost in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, you know what? It's probably it's probably with the other half of the shed that's still sitting in my fucking driveway, bro. It's still there.
It's been there since the 15th,
dude.
In Knoxville, Tennessee. I was like, you got to be kidding me,
bro. I have called and emailed both Home Depot and the shipping company 100 fucking times. There's been a half a shed sitting in my driveway for over a month.
It was rolling along until Estes took over, and then all of a sudden it just.
I think I'm gonna have to go back to fucking what's the other one, the blue one?
No, I can't say that word.
Yeah, what's it? Just tell me what it's called.
Lowe's.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Well, listen, Lowe's is better on the military discount. Home Depot is good now, but it took them a while to get there. I tried to give Home Depot a chance, bro, but it's been a fucking disaster, man, the whole fucking time. But I don't know what Menards is, clams, but. I'll take your word for it. But anyway, schedule-wise, out-of-division tiebreakers, you're going to see when teams out of division play a 3-game series, there will be one team will be home for the first game, the other team will be home for the second game, and the third game will be on the neutral field. But to get home field for that third game, it depends. If one team won both games 1 and 2, they will have the home field advantage. If it's tied 1-1, then run differential is the first tiebreaker. If that's tied, most overall runs, and if that's tied, most away runs, and if that's still tied at that point, I'm probably just going to flip a fucking coin. So each team this season will play a 3-game home series and our home and away series within their own division. That will amount to 18 games. Each team will play one series versus the 4 non-divisional opponents in a home away neutral game like I just explained, and that will add 12 games, and so we will have 30 games on the schedule this season. Speaking of the schedule this season, here is I forgot to load the breaking announcement graphic. Shit.
Oh no, it's our preseason for sure.
Wait, can we have a breaking news announcement without a graphic?
Play something on this keyboard soundboard.
Shit, I might. Oh, I got it. Hold on, I got it right here. Hold on a second. Where it is? I have it perfect. Maybe. if I can find it. Problem with the soundboard now, bro, is it's been a long time since we had it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? We don't have, because AACL doesn't have enough boosts anymore. We don't have all the things anymore.
Right. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Hold on, let me see if it's here. No. Fuck. Nope, that's Can You Hear Me Now? Fuck. Hold on, everybody. Hold the phone. No, I can't find it.
Oh, well.
Anyway, oh yeah, there it is. I found it, but it's locked because we don't have enough boost.
Right.
So, here's the breaking news, folks. We are going to play baseball this week, starting tomorrow night. Just so you know, Winkler says, find your phone and hold it so tight and close. What are you even talking about, Wink? Wink, are you okay? Hey, say push 911 if you're not okay.
He's got the over.
Oh yeah, for sure. You asked everyone to hold the phone. Oh, Wink, that was so 30 seconds ago, bro. You got to keep up, man. I don't know what to tell you. Here's the news. Hopefully you see this is the schedule for season 2. I'm going to release the entire schedule right fucking now. But we're going to do it piece by piece because there is, let me see, is it this one? Nope. This one? Nope. Oh, shit. This one. You guys see week 7? So, first of all, week 1. That's one of those home away neutral field things that I talked about a minute ago. And that is going to be A's, Cubs, Brewers, Yankees, Giants, Cards, Mets, Orioles. That's already been posted. You've already seen it. It's all good. I'm going to jump straight to week 7, and I'm going to tell you why here in a second. Here's your week 7 games. Week 7 is A's and Yankees, Brewers and Orioles, Giants and Cubs, Mets and Cardinals. That is also a home away neutral series. And the reason why I'm highlighting week 7 is because, there you go, Wink. You're on Twitch. Good for you. This is what's going to be this week's games. And you're probably thinking, wait a minute, Dave. How can it be this week's games when this is supposed to be week 1? Because it's not going to be week 1. I have decided that based on everything we've done in the preseason and with the roster builds and everything else, I don't want any teams to have an advantage in case we find anything messed up, because once we start the regular season, we can't go back. There's no protests in this league. There's no fucking replays and all that shit. So instead, what we're going to do this week is we're going to have a preseason. We're going to have 1 week of preseason. We're going to have a home and away with the schedule you see in week 7. A's and Yankees are going to do 2 games this week, a home and away. Same with the Brewers and O's, Giants and Cubs, Mets and Cards. There will be 3 games each day, so somebody won't play the first day. It's probably going to be like, I think tomorrow it'll be A's and Yankees, and then Giants and Cubs, followed by Milwaukee and Baltimore. Then on Wednesday, the first game will be Mets and Cards, followed by Yankees and A's, and Chicago and San Francisco. And then on Thursday, it will be Baltimore, Milwaukee, and then St. Louis and the Mets. And that will give us a few days. Bullet, your mom's a hoe. That'll give us a few days to work out the kinks, make sure there's no advantages so it doesn't affect the record. And that's what's going to happen. So the week 1 is actually technically pushed back a week, but we are going to play games starting tomorrow evening. It won't be 5 o'clock. It'll be pushed back to 7 o'clock because we're only playing 3 games instead of 4. So be ready to rock and roll at 7 o'clock tomorrow night for A's and Yankees kicking things off here in the week-long preseason for Season 2. So hopefully that's clear and everybody gets it. In the meantime, let's unveil some of this shit. Before I actually do that, though, I've got these guys here on the panel, so I should probably use them a little bit. Keith, let me go to you first. Week 1, A's and Cubs. It's Soto going against his old team. Brewers, Yanks. It's Yogi going against his old team. Giants, Cards. It's Chad going against his old team. And then Mets, O's. It's Wink going against his own team. You see a theme there. We did that on purpose for week 1. But which of those games do you think means the most for the the person going against their old team?
Well, I mean, I might have to say, I feel like I gotta say Brewers Yanks just because the Yanks are defending champs.
Mm,
But I could also see Soto going against the Cubs,
right.
being a notable one since, of course, Soto just killed everyone on the mound.
Also,
This year.
Yogi's the only owner in that group too, former owner.
Mm-hmm.
That he was an owner with
Yeah.
the Yankees, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's also another play right there as well.
Mm. Yeah. Those are the two that stand out to me. It's kind of hard to pick between those two, I feel like.
Yogi, first of all, what are your thoughts about playing your former team? And then same question to you. What do you think is the most, I don't know, dramatic, controversial, whatever one?
It's going to be weird facing the former team, but with the new format, we're all mixed up now. So I've got Ducati and Ray came with me, and then they've added people, so it's a little bit different, but it's going to be a trip. And I was afraid Keith was going to go through all 4 games and pick them all, but he stopped
And be like,
too.
well, Dave, I think it's a
Well,
four-way
the other
tie.
No, I mean, hey, listen, we're already heading towards the over, so I'm not trying to be a part of that problem.
Oh, that's
He
true,
saved
too.
He saved me 2, of which one of the ones I was going to mention was Wink going against his O's. I think is pretty big too.
Clams, where have you been, and why did you not have pants on to begin with? That's actually the bigger question. Michaela finally decided to grace us with her presence. Says, okay, finally able to tune in. I'm listening but can't see. Bullet says Mets versus Skanks going to be a banger. And Clam said, so do you not wear pants for work, Clams? And then my next question is, what do you do for work?
What do you do? Donations, please.
I know exactly. All right. Let me pull up the. Where's my drum roll? I thought Ray was supposed to be here. What happened to Ray? Ray confirmed with me this
Clancy
afternoon.
doesn't have pants on. That's where Ray is.
Oh, people throw garbage at me if I don't. Oh, okay. Well, there's that. Yeah, I don't know where Ray is. Ray confirmed with me today that he would be here this evening.
Yeah, he did.
But he's not here. I don't know what's going on with him. Clams, maybe you can let us know. All right, drum roll. Let's look at week 10 because that is probably what everybody's dying to, because it literally says rivalry week on it. So let's see what week 10 is all about. Well, what do you know? We're going to wrap it up with Cubs at Cards, Yanks at O's, Giants at A's, Brewers at Mets. Those are all I got to find the right one. Hold on. There we go. Those are all rivalries, along with week 4, as you see that, home and home. Cubs Cards, a season 1 rivalry as well, along with the Yanks and O's. Giants and A's next, and then Brewers Mets. Yogi, let me ask you, of the 4 new teams, which of those 2 rivalries between the Giants, A's, Brewers, Mets you think is going to be a little more ruthless, a little more talking shit, that kind of thing?
Giants and A's, I would think, between Chad and Greg, I would think that would have a lot. But I like the way we kept them separated, kept the old rivalries and added 2 new rivalries. I like that.
Yep, I agree with that. I think there's something to be said about keeping the rivalries as long as possible. Keith, what do you make of the Brewers Mets? Do you think that's going to be much of an actual rivalry? I mean, it's kind of the default rivalry in this week. Brewers and Mets have had their things, their issues or whatever in the past, but it hasn't been for a while. So do you think we can kind of drum that up here in the mob?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think like you were alluding to, it's not really much of a real life rivalry, so you wouldn't necessarily think of them as rivals. So they're kind of the default. But I think part of that may just be kind of determined by how the season goes.
Yeah.
If both those teams are really good, then we're all going to be watching those games anyway.
Yeah, I want to ask the chat too. Yankees fucked over the O's. The O's were supposed to go to the World Series in season 1. We all know that. They were the number 1 seed. They were the best team in the regular season. The Cards and Cubs, not only a natural rivalry, but also a rivalry here in the mob. For those of you in the chat, which one of those 2 rivalries do you think will be a little more, Bullets fired. A little more controversial, if you will, because I know the Cubs hate the Cards. I know the Cards hate the Cubs, but I'm kind of pissed off with the Yankees. There's a lot, and the Orioles retained. We could only keep 6 of our 10. Orioles kept 5 of 6 and then brought in Pink Lisa as the 6th. So I kind of feel like the Yanks O's might be kind of a thing. So Doug Day says A's versus Giants, the house divided series. Oh, that's right. Yeah, between you and T, I get that. I'm always pissed off at the Yankees. Says, yeah, we know that, Bullet. Even though you just won a championship with them. Let's see what's going on here in week 2 in the Mob. All right, so week 1's going to be a home away and neutral field, but week 2 we get into it. Keith, we see here we've got Cards and O's, the 2 best teams from the regular season last season. That, to me, highlights that week. Do you see anything else that highlights, or are you on board with me that the 2 teams with the best record last year going head-to-head week 2 that early in the season?
Yeah, at this point, yes, I would agree with that. I mean, you could say the same thing for Yanks and Cubs just because those are the only 2 matchups that have any kind of history related to them. But yes, I would agree. Cards and O's is, at this point, the premier matchup for week 2.
Yeah. Yogi, what about you? You feel the same way, or do you see something else that jumps out at you?
Yeah, I think so. I think the Cards and O's is the preliminary, early season big rivalry.
Yeah. Speaking of week 2 and the Giants playing your team, Yogi, we've got the owner of the San Francisco Giants in the house right now to do a quick interview for us. Rocco McLovin, a.k.a. Chad Rowland, in the house. Chad, how you doing tonight, buddy? How's it going? What's the latest over there in San Francisco?
It's going pretty good. How about you guys tonight? Hopefully everybody's doing good. Just gearing up for the season, man. Just excited for it.
Yeah. You guys jump out. How do we haven't released the whole schedule. You see about half the schedule released so far. You've already known now for a couple weeks, Giants are going to have to play against the team with the second best record in the regular season last season and the team that went to the World Series and forced the Yankees all the way to a Game 5. How do you feel about your new young team, which, by the way, I think we decided you're the youngest team in the league this season, going against this seasoned, quote unquote, because there's only been one season, but this seasoned Cardinals team that did so well, was so successful last season?
Yeah, it'll be, we're really looking forward to it, obviously. With myself and the only other season player we have from last season is Robo. So both of us coming over from the Cards and kind of solidifying us as the veterans of this team. The rest of it is, we have some really good rookies. Mikey behind the plate, obviously. Mickey Malolo out there in the outfield. I mean, pain in my ass is going to be good in the middle infield, beside me playing short. So, and obviously with James Troll going to be our starting pitcher, we're young and we may have some ups and downs, but we're just excited again, just to get the season going.
Yeah. Last question. And then I'll let you go. Week 1 out the gate, going against your old team is something, but as you look at your schedule, you got to play the Brewers. I mean, you're going to have to play everybody eventually, right? But as you think about the teams that are going to be on your schedule, the ones you see on the screen and the ones you don't, other than the Cards in week 1, which team sticks out to you? Is it the A's in the rivalry? Do you have your eyes on somebody else, like maybe the Orioles because they had the best record last season? Is it the Yankees because they were the champions? What else stands out with you or to you on the schedule here in season 2?
I mean, obviously, going up against the A's is going to be the first and foremost, right? Myself against, Greg Soto, and, it's going to be, that's going to be a fun rivalry as well. And, there was a couple of commitments that flipped on us from the Giants to the A's.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, so that adds to it.
So remember that a little bit, right? There was maybe some not poaching, but let's be serious. I mean, they made the wrong decision. It is what it is. Them two know who they are. But like again, there's going to be all kinds of really good teams. I mean, the Cubs are going to be a team that's going to be interesting, right? Nate Hall moves over to pitcher, and we'll see how he does there. The Orioles. I mean, I got a good look at their roster today, and there's some ugly sons of bitches, and I mean, you're leading that charge there too, right? So, but
Oh wait, I'm not leading the charge. Eagles leading the charge, bro. Don't put me in that.
I mean, I'm just saying when it comes to the ugly, I mean that team is ugly, and that's what I'm saying. It starts with the guy at the top, right? But again, I'm not really too worried about the Yankees. The Yankees really don't have much, I think, in the tank for me to really worry about them. They're kind of low on a priority list, even though they're the champs. It's
But they had to they kind of had to rebuild already, right?
Yeah, there's not really an appeal there. But yeah, and then the Brewers, obviously, they got a bunch of good people too. So there's really great parity around in this league, and just I think every week you can't take any week for granted, and it's going to be a good time.
All right, I know I said last question, but I lied. Here's your last question, and then we're going to show then we're going to show some more schedule, and then I'm going to bring Wink in here in a second. But all right, what's the bigger rivalry for you? Is it the A's and Soto, or is it Eagle, regardless of whether it's the Orioles or not? Just the fact that it's Eagle.
That's a good question. They're both equal. Not really. I don't know, man, because Eagle's such a bitch, and it just, like, there's just something about them, right? I mean, when you got a goat for a mayor, I mean, you're just worthless anyway, and so I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna have to pick the A's. I mean, just because we're the West Coast team, right? And there's been a lot of
you got the whole Bay Area fucking thing going on, yeah.
You got the whole Bay Area thing, and I mean, really, they're not even into Bay Area anymore. Who knows what they are? Probably some dumpster behind Wendy's. But and then you see the shit maps. That's all Soto's got.
Oh, dude, you got to admit though, that's fucking great, bro. Come on.
I mean, it's funny, but I mean, it's it's an old joke, right?
Yeah,
so,
but what's the old adage, right? It's funny because it's true.
I mean, I know, and here we go. We're gonna have to hear this, and obviously,
well, you know how much I hate the fucking
Dodgers.
Giants and shit, anyway, right?
I know, and I'm telling you, man, your team is Jesus God. We're not even gonna get into that. But anyway.
Wait, first of all, I just want to say you and I just agreed. You're right. My team is Jesus God. Go ahead.
God, don't. Are we gonna have to have a coming to Chad?
Dude, we stealing the come to Axis line now, are we?
Nah, but I mean, like I said, I mean, the A's is the rivalry. I mean, Orioles and them, I mean, that's what it is. That's just between me and Eagle. But again, just want to say that this season is going to be phenomenal with all the players we got and the new teams and the ownership groups and what they're doing. I'm just excited to get going.
Awesome. Well, Chad, I appreciate you taking the time this evening to pop in here, do a quick interview for the MOB, and we will see you tomorrow night as we kick off the preseason for season 2.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Shout out to Chad for all of his work with the
yes,
rosters.
yeah. I'm gonna shout out him. I want
Wink and Greg too.
Wink and Soda. I mean, and I can't even tell you. I'll talk about that later. But there's been a few people that have done a ton of work here in the off season. So let me move on to week 9 here real quick, and we're gonna kind of rush through the rest of this, I think. And what do we have? We've got. Oh shit! I got over half an hour left. I'm good. I'm way ahead of schedule.
Good.
I only have like 2 sets of awards to go through still. This won't take long at all. All right, here we go. Week 9. Week 9, O's and A's. What we just talked about, or not we just talked. Sorry, that's Soto. My bad. Cards and Brewers, Yankees and Giants, Cubs and Mets. I think that lines up with. I don't want to. No, I'm not gonna unveil it because I don't know for sure. Oh no, this is a home and away neutral again, so it's not. So no big deal there. O's and A's, which is kind of funny. The only 2 teams that have fucking letters for their kind of short nicknames. Orioles and A's would be interesting. Soto versus Pink Lisa. You got Cards and Brewers gunning on the mound versus Ducati, a rookie pitcher. The Yankees have moved Tommy Gunn over to pitcher. He'll be going against James Troll for the Giants, and then of course, as Chad mentioned earlier, Nate Hall for the Cubs and Chris Lee, big free agent pickup there for the Mets. Let me do a couple more, and then I'm going to go to the panel. Let's do let's do week 3 because I'm afraid to do the other ones. I'm going to fuck them up. So hold on a second. Let's do a couple of these here. That's the wrong one. That one. Boom. All right, week 3. Cards and A's, Cubs and Brewers, O's and Giants, Yanks and Mets. Okay. Keith, you've got week 3 and week 9 I just unveiled here. The A's have to play the Cards and the O's. You got Cards and Brewers. You got Cubs and Brewers, O's and Giants, Yanks and Mets. You see it all there. Of those 8 games, what stands out to you as what could be some real fireworks here in either week 3 or week 9?
Well, I mean, me being a Cards fan, I see Cards and Brewers, and I see red just because the whole NL Central rivalry.
Right.
I mean, with week 3, Subway Series.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah, Yanks
Come
and
on
Mets.
now.
Yanks and Mets. So I started going through these just to give you a little background. I was trying to find a game of the week each week. So I'm like, week 1, I think it's probably, I would say A's and Cubs. Then week 2, it's definitely Cards and O's, right? The 2 teams with the best records. Week 3, Yanks and Mets. And then after that, there were too many issues. So after week 3, it's kind of hard to figure out the quote unquote game of the week, right?
Yeah.
Keith. So Keith, yeah, sorry. So go ahead and finish the Subway Series for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just right off the bat, that was what caught my eye. Again, I feel like some of this is just going to be determined based on how the season goes. You know, if the A's are undefeated and the Cards are like 5-1 or something like that, then we'll all be watching that game or things like that.
Which kind of means the game of the week will be to be determined as we go week by week as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how we do it. Is that there's kind of a lot of fluidity in this league, you could say, as far as how we schedule games and things like that.
Yeah, agreed. Yogi, weeks 3 and 9, what stands out to you?
Dynamic schedule. I love it. I love the Yanks Mets. Then week 9 is the Cubs and Mets is going to be very interesting because there's a hatred there between those 2 teams in real life. So we'll see if it carries over to the field. Yeah,
that's actually a good point. I'm gonna reveal weeks 5, 6, and 8 all at the same time, and then we're gonna bring Wink on. But before I do, as we focus on weeks 9 and 10, Keith, I'll go to you first, and I'll go back to Yogi. Based on what you think you know about the new teams, based on what you know about the old teams, what lines up week 9 and 10 for potential playoffs, division leading games, that kind of thing? As we go into week 9 and 10, what do you think is really going to stand out by the time we get there?
That's a great question. I believe off the top of my head, I know the Cards and the O's have both had a lot of turnover from season 1. I think both of us kept 5 of our players
5 of the 6
from last year.
Yeah, so 5 of 6 sounds good, but when you do it the other way, we lost 5 of 10. That doesn't sound so great.
I mean, yes, that's true, but I mean, all the OGs had to lose players at some point. So in that aspect, we're all kind of dealing with the same problem. I think it probably depends more on which players left. So, I mean, with the O's, I believe they still have Benji.
We kept me, Eagle, Benji, G-Man,
I was going to say Art is still there.
Yeah, and Clams, and then we brought Lisa in to replace Chris Lee.
So, I mean, if you just take Benji, Clams, and Art right there, that's a pretty formidable trio right there. So, who knows? If those 3 keep it up for the O's, we could be seeing another season where the O's just tear it up in the regular season.
Yeah, Yogi, before you answer, let me respond to something in the chat real quick. Doug Day was asking about the bye weeks. That's why these are listed weeks 1 through 10, and there's no dates on them because we're getting a later start than expected when we had to redo the player builds and stuff. Season 2 will not end before the holidays. We'll get about 2/3 of it done, and then we'll pick up the last third in January after the holidays when I get back from California. I think the only bye weeks are going to be we're going to have to cram the first week of November. We're going to have to do probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday instead of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because I will actually be up in New York, and I will be seeing Winkler and Chris Lee and Bob Funk probably on that trip. Me and Lisa are going up there for a few days. And then there's one other week. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. I think it's in December that we might have a bye week or have to shuffle games around. But for the most part, I'm hoping to pound out week after week after week before we get to the holidays, before Lisa and I have to go to California. Yogi, as we get down to weeks 9 and 10, just based on what you see so far without seeing 5, 6, and 8, based on what you know on the old teams and these new teams, what's going to be the games to watch in weeks 9 and 10? Bullet, it's going to be 11-1 through 11-4, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yogi, go ahead.
Are you going to have a come to access meeting with Keith after this for not mentioning you and the Orioles' strengths?
Yeah, dude. I was like, fuck me and fuck Eagle, apparently. I was like, they got 5 really – they kept 5, but let me tell you about the 3 and fuck the other 2.
Yeah, fuck them. It's going to depend on how well you've got your pitcher built and how you've developed them through the season. But it's going to come down to a lot. That's some tough games in there. Yanks and O's to finish, the Cards and Cubs,
yeah,
the Giants and A. I mean, it's rivalries, big time, and it's also playoffs. So all included.
Yeah.
I like the schedule.
I like the schedule too. I like the fact that we get to play in our division, home and home, and then we just do a 3-game series out of division. I'm going to show weeks 5, 6, and 8, and then we're going to bring Wink in. And then after all this, I'm going to ask Keith and Yogi both for some predictions on some new teams and some old teams. But let's get the rest of the schedule out of the way. Maybe. All right, there it is, folks. So you've got a couple rivalry weeks. You've got 4 home away and neutral field games, and then you've got 4 weeks of in division, which is also rivalry week, but rivalry week just hits a little different. That's it. So
It does.
now that we see the full schedule, by the way, you see the notes at the bottom of weeks 1, 3, 7, and 9. That goes back to that graphic I showed you earlier. First team listed is the home team for that. So, for example, in week 9, the O's will be the home team first game. A's will be the home team second game, and then those tiebreakers will take effect. Bullet, do you live in the city? We're going upstate. We're going up to Syracuse, Liverpool area, so I'm not sure where you live. I felt like you live near the city, but let me know about that. We can probably work something out, I'm sure. Now that you see, real quick, Yogi, you see an overview of the entire schedule, knowing that in division plays each other twice, out of division only once. Anything that we haven't talked about, what stands out to you?
Just some good rivalries. I mean, it's nothing. It's you got to get in there and start playing now. Each week is going to be its own challenge, and get you through to week 10 and see where you are.
Agreed. Queens, working Manhattan. Okay. Yeah, but we'll have to look at the map and the driving and all that, and we'll figure it out. Keith, you got the last word on this one before we get into the awards for the playoffs and then the Robo Classic.
Well, selfishly talking about the Cardinals, I look at week 5 and I see Yanks at Cardinals, which we all know what happened the last time Yanks played at the Cardinals.
F7.
Right, exactly. So I am glad the Yanks have to go to Busch Stadium first and not the other way around. But yeah, like I said, I as a Cards player, I see that, and that's big old circle around week 5 for me.
All right. Yeah, that'll be fun actually. Wait, so you got Yanks and Cards in week 5. So when do you guys go to the Yankees? That's in week 8?
Week 8.
Week 8.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any questions in the chat on the schedule? I think it looks pretty solid. I don't think we made any mistakes. Greg Soda, what's up, buddy? if you want to jump in the booth, we can interview you here in a few minutes. But speaking of interviews, let's hit up Winkler real quick. Wink, it's been a crazy offseason. We've made a lot of changes. We're down to the wire. We just made the decision within the last 24 hours to let's have a preseason week to make sure we work out all the kinks and bugs. And then, boom, here's the entire 10-week schedule, 30 games now, as opposed to 18 last season, I think it was. Week 2 is kind of, season 2 is kind of season 1 on steroids. As you see this schedule first, before we get into a couple other questions, what stands out to you the most on these 10 weeks on the schedule right now?
I don't think anything stands out the most. I just think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to be off the O's.
That's not very nice.
Especially after what they look like right now. It just makes me sick. I'm gonna quit.
I don't want to talk about that right now.
That's a different story for another time.
Thanks for bringing that up after you knew I was already pissed off about it all day, but go ahead.
Hey. You know what they say about the knife? Twist it.
Yeah, I'm going to fucking twist it when I see you in a couple weeks. All right, so let me ask you this. I got a couple questions. Just same way I asked Chad some questions. You know, your rival on paper is the Brewers. The Mets-Brewers hasn't really been a thing. Maybe you have a rivalry against the Orioles and Eagle because you left and whatever. Maybe another rivalry. Maybe it's the A's. Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe you really want to beat up the Yanks or Chad and the Giants. What is your personal rivalry and or your team rivalry going into season 2 that you think is going to be the big thing for you guys to be able to handle here in season 2?
Well, I mean, first off, I can play into the rivalry on the mob paper. Fuck Yogi and everything that he stands on, right? Like,
Wow.
Let's go.
Fuck you.
Okay, we got a rivalry now.
Yeah, I mean, that team's so trash. I don't even know who's on the team besides Yogi. Fuck.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Damn. Fucking Ray, you hear that?
We got a squatty pitcher, I can tell you that.
That's right. Oh, my God, dude, I would love to see that shit. If he squats on the mound, I might just give you bonus points for that shit.
Okay. Well, I need the ball as soon as we get off this call.
So outside of manufactured fucking rivalries, Wink, what's your team looking? What's your team looking forward to here on the schedule?
Well, I mean, we're looking forward to sweeping the Yankees. I'm sure Bullett's looking forward to that. He's got that chip on his shoulder. He's like, man, I got that tainted championship in my closet right now, buried very, very deep, and we're just gonna try and bring him home a nice one, so he doesn't have to look at that shitty Yankees trophy anymore. I mean, Eagle, fuck him. Like, I can shit on that guy's team all day long. I don't care if you're on it or not, Dave. All right,
well, thanks for joining us, Wink. We gotta move on.
I like Soto and
everything you stand for. Everything you stand for, too, Dave. Damn.
Dude, he's just gonna target every fucking team right now in this.
Yeah,
interview.
I see.
Yeah, what a dick.
And then the other thing that really stands out when I look at the schedule is fuck the Cubs. Like, oh my God. And that's just irrational because my wife is a huge Cubs fan.
Oh, that's right.
So and she always is trying to get Riley to cheer for the Cubs, and she buys her little Cubs shirts and shit like that. So then you see Mets versus Cubs, you're like, yeah, fucking get them. Nate Hall's done.
I'm trying to see, when do you guys play them?
Week 9 at least.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Only once because it's out of division.
Yeah, only once.
Oh, that's only once. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, and
you
you are. It's going to be home, away, and neutral. I see. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that'll be fun. Oh, so you've got all these weeks to still build up all this contention for the Cubs.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this will be great. I can't wait. I hope Emily watches some of these and starts cheering for the Cubs in your house.
Dude, so last season, like she's always been like curious from afar because she thinks the Sim Sports thing is like dumb, because I don't know, she just can't handle it, and she's not.
Well, tell her the Cubs are dumb, but go ahead.
And But every time that I would watch a stream, and if the Cubs were on, she'd like sit over my shoulder and like watch for like 10, 15, 20
Streams are
minutes. And I'm
dumb
like,
unless the Cubs are playing.
yeah, pretty much. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, well, go Cubs. I go, fuck you.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. All right, let me ask you a couple other questions, and then we're gonna move on. Based on everything that we've done in the off season, how do you feel personally about how season 2 is going to look, feel, pass the eye test, all that stuff compared to season 1?
I think that when you watch 7 out of the 8 teams play, the eye test is going to be amazing. It's going to look nice. I think the archetypes are going to differ enough to be their niche in the first couple seasons before everybody just starts to get super, super, super OP and everybody's builds start to take over, and you're gonna have your little tweaks for each archetype based on how you build them out. But I think it's
Why
going to
do
be
you say
competitive.
seven out of 8 teams? Who's the eighth team?
Yeah, come on, Wink.
It just goes.
Come on, Wink.
It goes back to what Dave doesn't want me to do, and that's twist the knife in his back.
Oh, don't even say the Orioles will not be competitive. You're out of your mind if you think.
Oh,
that.
I'm not saying the Orioles aren't competitive, but I've simmed 4 games against the Orioles, and I can't watch the full game because I can't stand to fucking look at half of your team. Like physically, my eyes burn. And Dave knows why.
I know why. Well, we're working on that. We're working on that. All right, last question.
It's a mockery of the mob.
It is a mockery. It is a mockery.
And when I see Eagle, I'm gonna fucking punch him for it.
Yeah. Well, I will let you punch him later. Just
boy.
do it the next couple weeks before I get up there. I don't think he's coming down, but
I do think that with the mix up and everything of the archetypes, I think strategy is going to be a lot more important early going.
Yeah.
And I think that teams like the A's, well, not really the A's because they actually have a lot of people, but the Giants can get some sneaky wins. They're set up very well.
yeah.
They can go on some runs.
They are super young. They're the youngest team in the league.
I think that halfway through this season, so by week 5, they can have the ability to beat any team in this
Which
league.
is
So
playing you.
So after week 5, Jed. So week 6 you can start that.
Check that week 6.
But I think that their players are going to come into their own, and they have a good person at the helm. And I think that the owners that were in the league, the OGs as we call them, they better watch out because these fucking new owners are coming, and we're coming with gas.
Yeah, which has been obvious in the preseason. I get it. I wonder if there's a little bit of contentment with the OG owners or not. Like, yeah, we've been here, we know what we're doing, kind of thing. But I got to tell you, based on what I've seen in the offseason, the new owners have definitely, I guess, shortened the curve, if you will. So I agree with you on that. Yeah. All right, Wink, any last words before I move on?
I guess my last words will be for my pitcher, Chris Lee. Stop fucking sucking.
There you go. There's that. All right.
Got it.
I can't wait till we play because I want to see Chris Lee against his old team while we have Pink Lisa. I'm actually looking forward to that. Fucking what week is that? It's going to be O's.
This week, it's week 1.
Oh, it's fucking week 1. So it'll be next week. It'll be next week actually. So this week, just in case you join us late, week 7. This week 7 schedule is actually what the preseason schedule will be. Every team will do a home and away. Each team will play twice. We'll have 3 games on Tuesday, 3 games on Wednesday, 2 games on Thursday. Wink, you don't play till the first game on Wednesday. Just FYI, in case you missed that earlier.
So with that change, I'm not going to be able to watch a lot. Just FYI for the preseason. I leave on Wednesday. I don't come back until Saturday.
Oh, got it. No worries. It's just preseason anyway. I wouldn't sweat it.
Yeah, I know.
So, all right.
I'm just letting you know.
All right. Owner of the New York Mets and underboss here in the mob, Winkler. Thanks for being here, bro. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
You got it. Actually, I have this for you too. Little golf clap. I didn't do that for Chad. All right, last interview.
I can't hear sounds.
Oh, really? Oh, did you mute him?
I have him on mute, remember?
Oh, that's what you get. It's on.
So
It's all right. It's on the stream.
I appreciate you telling me that
You're
golf
welcome.
clap
It's
for
on
me.
the stream. You can listen back. All right. All right. We've got 2 of our 3 interviews. I was not able to get a hold of the 4th new owner. Oh, wait a minute. He's actually here.
I'm right here.
But you're not a new owner. You were already a fucking owner. Let me bring in
Yes.
Greg Soto, someone who most people think was the best pitcher in season 1 here in the mob. He is now an owner of the Las Vegas Athletics. They have built a new stadium. As an owner, he has just taken charge, taken the bull by the horns, made a lot of changes, built the team, and built a stadium, for God's sake, and has helped the league quite a bit. So let me welcome Greg Soto to the show. Greg, how you doing tonight? What's going on? What's happening? What's cracking with you, Mr. Soto?
What's up, guys? What's going on? No, just tuning in. Had dinner and spent some time with the wife, and wanted to jump on and see what the hell's going on around here.
Well, what the hell's going on is we just revealed the entire schedule. We did announce, like we talked about earlier today, how we're going to do preseason this week. It's the week 7 schedule. You see, that's going to be the preseason schedule. Each team will just play 2 games, home and home. So you guys will be playing the world champion Yankees. Although Soto, as you know, they look nothing like the Yankees of season 1. So let me start there as I start asking you some questions about season 2 here. The Yankees were a brand new team last season, like every other team. They end up winning the World Series. They get kind of gutted. They only retained, I think, 2 or 3 players at the most this season. Does that make a difference now that we have a season under our belt, or do you think the Yankees can be the same Yankees with the amount of turnover they've had?
Yeah, no way. There's no way. Just doing some sims, and when you got a veteran squad, even though they've been for 1 season, and you got anywhere between 5 to 6 players, that's a big difference. It does play a part. And I'm not saying that teams that don't have veteran players aren't going to be able to win. They'll win, but I'd be surprised, to be honest with you, if a team that does not have good veteran players, it'll be tough for them to win outright series, I believe. Winning games, yeah, for sure. And if they play like somebody like the Yankees plays another team that has the equivalent amount of players, human players that they do, and with the amount, oh God, he had to come back. What do you call it? But yeah, I just think the Yankees will be competitive. I just don't think that they're going to be the same team. There's no way.
So speaking of being competitive, we've seen a lot of changes this offseason. You've been a part of them. You, Chad, and Wink have helped me immensely here in the offseason, helping with the player rebuilds, helping with the progression changes, the pitcher changes, all of the stuff that we've done. What do you think is the most important part that we've changed that either could be detrimental to a team or a player, maybe could be most advantageous to a player or a team, or do you think it's just going to be kind of even across the board with all the changes we've made? What's your take on all those changes, and what do you think is going to be the most important?
I think one of the things, honestly, is in being a pitcher, I see this all the time. I think the McBonzas this season, I think with the changes that have been made in the offseason, the McBonzas definitely, I do believe they took a hit. And and I'm comparing it again to last season. So,
Right.
are they actually taking it? No, they're coming back down a little bit down to earth,
Right.
more simulation and realistically, but I do see a difference there. I do see the differences also, like again with the archetypes. Like for instance, I'll put her on the spot because I think she's amazing. Annie Beaverhausen. I mean, good luck to anybody hitting to her side. God bless you. Trying to get anything past her, she is a complete beast, and I think just her archetype, just like the McBonzes went down a little bit, I think her archetype went up, and she is just amazing when it comes to third base. So that's a change that I think is welcomed. I think across the board, and some other stuff is just I don't know. I mean, I think just being able to put a bullpen together, been working really hard on that. I think that's very advantageous for owners to take advantage of. Make sure they got their bullpen right. And also these AI players. You're going to have some AI players out there on the field, and just being able to manage that and how you're going to do your lineups is a big deal.
Let me ask you two more questions. One, I see Doug Day's comment in the chat. It says, he says, I think the turnover on teams may equalize a lot, which makes sense if you think about it, because that's the whole point of an expansion draft, quote unquote, right? Where you take some of the players that are seasoned, you spread them out among the new teams. But what's your take on how much turnover there was? We had 10 players, right? Human players per team. Every team was only allowed to keep a maximum of 6. Most only kept about 5 or less. Do you think that's going to be a factor going here into season 2?
Look, I think it will. To be honest with you, I'm very proud that I was able to bring the guys and the woman into the team where in the positions that they're in, because I do think say it's a 1-run game and you just need that hit. I want to be able to count on that human player, and not that AI that's not going to change throughout the entire season. And then look, and if you're a good manager, you're going to find a way to put those particular AI players in the right spot in the lineup. So hopefully they can give you dividends. But I think having 6 human players is just awesome. The way it worked out and the way I've been looking at stuff and doing the Sims, I think it's going to work out for us pretty well.
Yeah, Mike Hall and Nate Hall joining us here late in the program. Good to see you guys, as well as
Mike
Gunny.
Hall. No, I do not. I don't drink booty sweat.
Last question. And I think this is an obvious answer, but I kind of feel like you will probably extrapolate it out a little bit. The obvious answer would be to the question of who's going to be your greatest rival. It's going to be Chad. It's going to be the Giants. But and I'll let you talk about that as well. But on a secondary level, is it the Cubs? Do you some players who leave a team, they've got some remorse that they left, or they've got some hatred towards the team, whatever. I don't feel like you have that towards Chicago. Do you see Chicago being your second tier rival, or do you see somebody else in the league, or do you honestly think it's just about you and the Giants and you don't have a second rival?
No, you know what? It's interesting because I've talked to a couple of people just as I've been trying to fix certain things for our main roster. And it's funny, like everybody wants to sim against the A's. I'm like, what the fuck is going on around here? Why does everybody want to sim against the A's? But no, I mean, definitely Chad. Look, Chad looked at his team. Yes. Are they going to be competitive? Yeah. But Chad, he's like my son. So I feel bad. Yes, he's my rival. I guess we'll see what the rivalry means depending on who wins how many games. Because if they beat the hell out of us, that's not really a rival.
Right.
If they beat the hell out of us. So yes, on paper, yes, the Giants is our rival. I did think about the Cubs, because that's where I played, but I don't have any ill will. I really don't. The only ill will I have is toward their pitching staff. So that ruined some shit with me pitching last year. You know what? I'll be honest with you. Delaney rubs me the wrong way. So I think the Yankees would be fine to play against and beat the shit out of them. But really,
Hey, what about the Cardinals? Since you were a Cub last year, and that's a big rivalry.
It's tough, man. It's really tough to hate on Gunny and the team over there. It's really hard. And Frank. I mean, it's hard to hate on Frank too. It's like, it's tough. It's tough to do that. So I mean, definitely Chad because he's always mouthy like me.
Yeah.
The Cubs maybe because I played with them, but I mean Yankees I would say, I don't have anything ill will against the Orioles. And like I said, Eagle and Yogi, I don't have any ill will towards Yogi either, so I mean I guess it's just Chad. Chad just takes
it's
the
just fucking
cake.
Chad. I know, I get it. Listen, I get it. Fucking Chad, bro.
Chad.
Fucking Chad.
But I mean, I wouldn't be the only one. I'm sure the Orioles want to beat the crap out of the Giants. Who knows?
Hey, let me. Hey, first of all, do you need to? Are you on a tight schedule?
No, I'm not.
Chad, I saw that Chad jumped back in here too. Chad, are you on a tight schedule?
Of course.
No, I'm sitting here making rosters.
No, I noticed. I noticed that you left and then came back as soon as Soto started his interview.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, I remember it because what do you call it? Winkler said, "Oh, I see the Giants running." Blah blah blah. Look, the only runs the Giants are going to have is when they're shitting themselves on their own San Francisco streets. That's the only kind of runs that the Giants are going to have this season.
I knew you were going to tie that in some fucking how. Holy fuck.
You poor soul.
I wanted to hold on. There's something in the chat. First of all, Doug Britton, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Somebody said something, asked a question. Oh, somebody asked about playoffs. No, here's how the playoffs are going to work. There's four teams in each division. This is Doug Day's question. It says, Dave, 8 teams in playoffs or 4 or 6. Each division winner will get a bye in the first round. Teams 2 and 3 will have to play like a wild card round. It'll probably be, I think we'll probably do maybe 3 games on that, 5 games in the RoboCup, something like that. I don't know. We might go 3-5-5 or 3-3-5. I don't know. We'll figure that part out later. But top seeds in each division will get a bye. Teams 2 and 3 will play a wild card to see who plays against the top team, and the last 2 teams, the 4th teams in each division, will play kind of like what we do in the AACL, kind of a toilet bowl series. I don't know what it's going to be called yet, but they will play a little playoff series to see who's the worst fucking team in the league. So that's how that's going to go for season 2. Greg, thanks for being here for the interview part, bro. If you want to stick around, and if Chad, you want to stick around, we're going to do awards real quick, and I'm going to pick everybody's brain, including Yogi and Keith, who have been extremely patient as I've been interviewing everybody here. Let's move on to the awards. We'll get through these real quick, and then we'll get out of here. We will do the playoff awards first. And
playoff.
Nobody's going to remember much. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of go through these. Then I'll ask you guys questions, because trying to think back that many weeks back, it's kind of hard to remember who should do what, especially since the voting, I think, for the playoff was like last week anyway. So I will just do them, and then we'll talk about them. So let me set up this drum roll real quick. The playoff week award for Team of the Week is it is the Yankees. Obviously, I only put the 2 winners, the Cards beating the Cubs, the Yanks beating the O's. The Yanks come out on top. They came back from 1 game down to take the last 2 games to beat the O's. I'll ask a couple of you, Yogi and Keith, I'll ask you guys this question. Did the Mob Nation get this one right? Thinking back to playoff this is before going into the RoboCup. Cards beating the Cubs, they were the higher seed, but Yanks with the lower seed, it says they were 2 games down to win 3 in a row to win the series. Did they get it right? Yogi, go ahead.
I think having you throwing up in your mouth for an entire week is what put us over the top and make the Yankees the right.
Dude,
choice.
I was so sick to my fucking stomach. Keith, what about you?
I mean, obviously I'm biased, but I'm gonna say they got it wrong. I'm gonna say they got it wrong because are you kidding me? You play 2 games and you outscore them 14-3, including winning 10-1.
Yeah, but
in
dude,
Wrigley
Baltimore was
Field
the
on game
number
2.
1 seed, and they were up 2 games to
Yeah.
nothing over the Yankees.
to the
bro.
number 4 seed. Yeah.
As much as it pains me to say it, I actually agree. I think it was the Yankees.
I mean, hey, listen. Cardinals didn't lose a game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh shit. Well, I mean, they did in the RoboCup, but
Yeah,
we'll
they
talk
did.
about that in a minute.
I think
Well,
they
yeah,
did.
yeah,
Three-
but we're
three
not
games.
talking about that right now.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to playoff. So congrats to the Yanks. And nobody put points on anything right now. I will send out the timing for you guys to put points on your player for the awards and stuff. We're not going to do that yet. We're going to make sure all these rebuilds
Yes.
are correct first. So don't be rushing to put shit on your player yet. So award number 2 here goes to Player of the Week in the playoff round here in Mob. All right, Player of the Week. Our G-Man runs away with it. 4 for 10, a double, 2 home runs, 4 ribbies, and 2 base on balls. Soto, let me go to you first. You see Corn King, Doug Day, and Rocco McLovin also all getting votes. What do you think about Mob Nation? Did they get this one correct?
Let me see. Actually, who did I? Yeah, I think yeah, they did. They did 410. Yeah, I think I had voted for Art when I voted. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think I did. I wouldn't have voted for Rocco for this one.
Yeah, I think Chad. I think Doug Day is probably the only one that was probably stats wise would have been close enough to challenge Art. But what do you think about
Yeah.
that?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not paying attention.
He agrees with you.
He's like,
agree
with
you, sure.
he's like, I'm still trying. He's like, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the A's, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Haven't beat the A's yet.
Dude, that's easy. I've already figured that out.
Yeah. oh,
No,
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chad, thanks for being here, buddy.
Hey, you're welcome. The real ones know what I'm doing right now.
I do. All right.
He's still trying to figure out how to make Barry Bonds back to the archetype and not fluffing his numbers.
You got to feed him. You got to feed him sim steroids, bro. That's how it works.
Creams.
All right. Award number 3. Here for the playoff round is Pitcher of the Week for the playoff round here in season 1. And your pitcher of the week is Lisa Pinky. She went 2-1, the only pitcher with a winning record. She pitched 16 innings, gave up 16 hits, 7 earned runs, and struck out 14, which I believe was tied. Oh, this is that week, Keith, where all the pitchers tied for the exact same amount. It was so long ago,
Yeah.
I forgot about that, Keith. But based on what the stats you see, Keith, did they get it right?
Selfishly, no.
Stop
Because
doing the
you gotta-
selfishly. You're an analyst. You're supposed to be objective.
Well, okay. If you take a look at it, Gunny allowed 3 earned runs. That's the fewest of anyone. He didn't walk anyone. Everyone tied for the same number of strikeouts, and he had player of the game, and he had a winning record,
Oh,
and
shit.
didn't lose a game. He's the only
Yeah.
pitcher who didn't lose a game in the week. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm throwing my hands up behind the camera that no one can see, but I mean,
All
if
right.
you ask me, I say it's Gunny.
All right, Yogi, 10 seconds to defend your former pitcher there.
Well, she went 3 games, so she had to work hard and had an elimination game. Gunny never faced an elimination game.
Oh,
so
there you
my
go.
vote went
Good
to
call.
Pizza.
Good
Lisa.
call. There you go. Atta boy, Yogi.
Atta boy. Going back to the rook room.
All right, here we go. Moving on to the next award, which is Web Gem of the Week in the playoff round. Bullet Boletsky, 3 web gems on 3 consecutive days. 1 on Tuesday, 1 on Wednesday, 1 on Thursday. Runs away with it, 67%. Corn King second, and the Orioles BEA Beautiful double play versus the Yankees. Soto, I don't know if you remember this, but I do remember Bullet kind of dominating the defense that week. If you have much memory on that, do you think we got it right? And if not, what do you think? How do you think it should have went?
Oh no, for sure. I remember. Yeah, that was ridiculous. I mean, there's and look, and I was on the Cubs, so Corn Keen diving catch. I mean, those were cool, and the Orioles double play. But when one person dominates, a game in three consecutive, games, it's like, I mean, how can you beat that?
Yeah, you can't. All right, let's move on to the last thing, which is your playoff round play of the week. And that goes to, I don't even know the winner. Oh, Rocco with the first ever mob grand salami, followed only one vote difference by Adam Worm Williams, was the first ever mob walk-off. I actually thought Worm, there must have been a couple more voters late because Adam was actually leading it. This was a tough one because you also had Yogi. You had Corn King hitting the first ever mob postseason home run. And, he had 3 firsts in here. You had Rob hitting one on his fucking birthday, and Doug Day going 2 jacks in a row over 400 fucking feet and going to the upper deck. This seems like it was kind of tougher than what the votes look like.
It was. Worms was huge, but it was Rocco with the grand slam. I mean, it's just, how could you vote against that? That's who I went with. That was the deciding factor, that it was a grand slam in the playoffs and our first ever.
Keith, do you remember who you voted for? And regardless of whether you remember or not, as you see it now and kind of remember and look at the voting, did they get it right? Or do you think Adam should have won, or maybe Rob or Doug, or what do you think?
I mean, I feel like it would be either Worm or Rocco. Both those plays are pretty hard to beat. But I don't know. Walk-off homers just have, for whatever reason they have a little more aura associated to them. So
I agree with that.
I'm gonna say Worm.
I'm pretty sure I voted for Worm. Soto, do you remember who you voted for? And do you think they got it right on this one? Because this was a pretty tough one, I think. Do we lose Soto?
Great. Maybe the comet ran through his neighborhood.
Soto going
there you
once?
go. Are you there?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
is.
Are you there? Okay, sorry, I muted myself. This pains me, and that's probably why I was still muted.
Yeah.
I was vomiting. I was regurgitating in my mouth, and that's probably why I was still muted. I actually, it hurt me to choose this person, but I did it anyways. I voted for Rocco McLovin, and it might seem that I might be one of the 2 maybe votes that actually pushed him over the edge, maybe. So
Wait. So do you honestly think, Soto? And I'll ask Keith and Yogi real quick. We'll do like 10 seconds each. Yeah. The first ever grand slam better than the first ever playoff walk-off home run, especially when you were losing. I mean, it just seems. I voted for Adam, and I'm just asking. I'm just trying to see what made you think that Rocco's was better. And again, nothing against the first grand slam. That's fucking amazing.
yeah, and
right?
they're still in the play. So they're still in the playoffs. So it's like, yeah. Man, dude.
I mean, I would even throw in Corn King. He had the first ever mob postseason home run, for God's sake.
Now, if Adam, it was, see, maybe this is why, and it was like, oh, it was game 1. If it would have been like the deciding factor,
Like
and
game,
it was the
like game
walk-off
5 or
home
some
run,
shit. Yeah.
Right. If it was like the deciding game, yes, I probably would have picked Adam. But being that it was only game 1, I'm like, oh, that's great. It would have been great if it would have been the deciding game. And that's probably where my mind was.
Right.
And that's why I ended up picking Rocco, because of the first. It was still a first, and it was a grand slam. So if it would have been probably like the deciding game for Adam, I probably would have gone with Adam.
Mike, well, we know why Worm lost, because fucking Mike all voted for the wrong thing. He voted for Pedro. Annie, what you don't see is the continuation of the words. It's the first ever mob playoff grand salami, as opposed to yours was the first ever grand slam here in the mob. So Rocco had the first ever playoff grand slam. And then Gunny with the comment that Eagle was the final vote for Chad to put him over the top. Chad, what do you think about that? Are you listening?
Listening.
I'm gonna take.
Listening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, what do you think about that?
I mean, duh. Of course, I'm gonna win that. I mean, why not?
I know about about fucking Eagle being the vote to put you over the top.
I mean, that's just natural. I mean, he can talk all the shit he wants, just like Soto. He could talk the shit all he wants, but they love the McLovin. I mean, come on. That's why it's in the name.
That sounds fucking terrible. Okay. All right. So there are your playoff round award winners here for season 1. Now we're going to get into the Robo Classic. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I don't even have to fucking. I'm just do this. It doesn't fucking matter. The team one was easy because I fucking. Listen, I only gave you one choice to vote. Obviously, you know what, Doug Day? I think we're running out of first. To be honest with you, I couldn't even tell you what else is on the board. The Yankees were the only choice. Obviously, if you win the first championship of a league, you're the team of the week. So Yankees win. Kind of like an incumbent that is running uncontested, they win. So moving on to the Robo Classic Player of the Week. This one's going to be interesting. Wow. So there were a lot of choices, and you see it looks like Bob Funk edges out Mike Churchill by a single vote. Churchill went 5 for 21, 4 home runs, 5 RBIs. Bob Funk 8 for 17. You can't see all those things on there, but I have it right here. Hold on. Bob Funk went. Oh, I guess I don't have them all. Shit. Now I do. 8 for 17, 3 doubles. 2 home runs, 5 ribbies, 2 walks, and a player of the game. So I think that's probably why he won it. Yogi, let me start with you. Obviously, a lot of great players. Ray, with a player of the game, 8 for 17. She had 3. What was it here? 3 stolen bases to go with 2 walks, a player of the game. Like, there was a lot of competition for this one. Do you remember who you voted for, and did Mob Nation get it correctly?
I can definitely see why they went with Bob Funk, but I'm pretty sure I went with Churchill because Churchill carried us.
Yeah.
But Bob had an amazing series.
Yeah, he did. But, Keith, let me ask you this. Do you think some of the hype around Bob Funk was how explosive he was in the playoffs after having kind of a mediocre regular season?
100%. That's why I voted him. Cardinals would have had no chance to win the series without Bob Funk.
Yeah.
That just plain and simple. That's how it is. Yeah. It was just absolutely unreal to watch him hit. I think his batting average in the regular season was 196.
Yeah,
and
he just tore it up.
And he did not have a home run in the regular season. He was the only Cardinals player to not have a home run in the regular season. And then he hit, I think, it was 3 or 4 in the postseason total.
Yeah,
overall.
that's why he
But
didn't
of
make the
course
home run derby because he fucked it all up. He could have been in the home run derby.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And of course, in this series, I mean, he was 10 for 19 in on base percentage. That's over 500 on base percentage. Like,
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
that's
just
wild.
Across the board, it was just unreal given the context of what he did in the regular season.
Yeah, Doug Day, I agree with you. I want to know who didn't vote. We only had 33 for each of these, and there's 48. So that means 15 people didn't vote. So don't think that I didn't take note on who's not contributing here. So that could be something we'll be dealing with here in the near future. Soto, last word on this one. Player of the week in the Robo Classic. Funk finally shows up, tears it up. Ray was great. Churchill was great. Do you remember who you voted for, and what do you think about the results?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at it, yeah, I think I voted. I think I remember voting for Funk. Yeah, and it was close. I really debated. I really looked at Mike Churchill and a new athletic. I looked at his stuff, and I looked at Bob, and it was really, to me, in my eyes, it was between Churchill and Funk, and I think I did end up going with Funk because 8 of 17 there,
Yeah.
compared to Churchill, just in my mind, 5 of 21. Even though Mike Churchill's those 4 home runs were crazy, but yeah, it's hard to deny Funk that particular one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I also voted for Funk, so I think that was well deserved. Because, bro, it's about Joe Delaney. Welcome to the program. Right before we sign off, because this is about player of the week, bro, not team of the week. You could be on a team that goes over 5 and fucking if you bat 750 and jack 10 home runs, you're gonna be fucking player of the week. That's it. All right, let's Robo Classic. We have team of the week. We have player of the week. Let's move on to Web Gem of the week. No, wait, hold on. Sorry, pitcher of the week. My bad. Pitcher of the week, it was pretty overwhelming. I think Gunny got 1 vote, and Lisa got the rest of them. Obviously, 2 and 1. She gave up 10 earned runs versus his 13, 26 strikeouts to 19.
I can't believe Gunny voted for himself.
Actually, I bet Gunny didn't vote for himself, but
No,
Soto.
I know.
But
I know that's
I know. But dude, Soto, is that like the best Pac-Man fucking graphic you've ever seen, or what?
that's perfect.
It's fucking, and where they line it up is just fucking perfect. I mean, I'll give you 10. I'll give each of you 10 seconds. Was there anything to argue about this, Soto?
No, but I guarantee you, Gunny's flipping tables at his house right now.
I fucking doubt that. Yogi, was there any argument? Oh, Yogi's pulling a fucking muted Soto right now. Yogi going once? Nope. Keith, what about you? What about you?
I mean, this is pretty clear, huh?
Yeah, I think so too. All right, we're not even gonna wait for Yogi. Let's move on
I'm
to.
back. It's the internet grabbing me. It was
Oh,
just
okay,
spinning.
no worries.
You got to remember it was a 5-game series, so those numbers are even more, jump out at me when you divide that by 5. That's 2 runs a game.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, no, that's a great point. And she's had. It's funny the Yankees were a funny team because Lisa could pitch lights out for however many innings, and trust me, she had a rough starts. I'm not doubting that, but she could like give up 1 or 2 runs through the 6th or 7th inning before the Yankees bats come alive. And then the relievers come in, and then all of a sudden Delaney's hitting fucking grand slams after she's out of the game. Seems like kind of how her season went. Gunny says he flipped over his TV tray for the person that gave him 1 vote. All right, now we can go to Web Gem of the Week for the Robo Classic. All right. Oh, this is an interesting one. Let me see here. Who's red?
Oh.
Danny Morgan, 2 different diving plays, making 2 separate outs in the first inning. They were back-to-back plays, barely beating out Lisa with the first ever pickoff. Now, if you guys remember, she went to pick off the runner. It was Robo. Robo, knowing he was going to get picked off, decided to go to second. The first baseman threw to second and got Robo out. Third place was Bullet with a diving catch up the middle. And it looks like Rocco McLovin with his Derek Jeter-style play up the middle on the first play of Game 5, finished last. Real quick, let's run through these. Yogi, you're first. Again, there's like 3 probably really close plays on this. What do you think about the results?
Yeah, I was shocked to see Lisa got that many votes. I didn't think she would. I think that was a great play. It was our first ever pickoff. But I think the votes were right. Danny Morgan, those were 2 incredible plays.
Yeah, Mike All saying this was a really tough vote. I agree it was a tough vote, Keith. What about you? What are your thoughts on this?
I don't 100% remember what I put, but actually, you know what? I think I ended up voting for Bullet with the diving catch up the middle and throwing out at first from the knees. Just because I loved Andrelton Simmons as a kid, and that was just a play right out of his playbook, and so it caught my eye for sure.
Soto, last word on this one. Obviously, lots of great choices. Bullet saying he was robbed in the chat. Mike all saying it was a tough vote. Was it a tough vote for you as well?
No, not really. I mean, I picked Danny Morgan, the winner here, and Danny Morgan. Look, and I think I give props to people that are just a pain in my ass, like Rocco and Danny Morgan. I remember there were games that I would pitch, and I would have a great game, and Danny Morgan would just fucking hit and hit and hit, and I just got to give props to that player. I mean, he was a pain in my ass, but at least these two diving plays didn't happen in my game. But I voted for him.
Keith, I just looked it up. You actually voted for Bullet.
Well, there you go.
There you go. All right, folks. This is the last thing we're going to talk about tonight. The very last award. This is the Robo Classic Play of the Week. All right, this one, Ducati with the first ever Robo Classic walk-off in Game 4, followed by the Yankees winning the inaugural Robo Classic on the last play of the game, and then Mike Churchill with his second two-run homer and all 4 RBIs for the Yankees of Game 3. Soto, I mean, the Churchill thing stands out, and of course the Yankees winning, but if you've got the first ever Robo Classic walk-off in a game, kind of seems like you should probably win the award.
Yeah, and I think I gave it to Panigali. I think I did. That pains me as well. Pain in the ass. Just in general, not to me. I mean, but he's just a pain in the ass.
No, he is.
But
Mike's a huge pain in the ass, yeah, for sure.
Yes, for sure.
For sure. Keith, do you remember who you voted for on this one? I still have your sheet up in case you don't remember.
I don't 100% remember who I voted for.
You voted for Ducati.
Okay. That's probably what I would have gone with anyway. Just because Robo Classic walk-off. I mean, come on now.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, though, do you feel like the Yankees actually winning, it was just the last play of the series, right? Last play of the season. Are you surprised that almost was one vote short of Ducati's walk-off?
I mean, they're both iconic moments in and of themselves. I feel like to be fair, if you win a championship, you're going to remember the moment when the final game ends, regardless of what happens. But I mean, being on the other end of it, I just think the walk-off was better, since it feels like those are the moments that well and truly will live forever, regardless of what sport you're in. Those kinds of moments.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Yogi, you've got the last word here on the last play, on the last graphic of show number 1 here in season 2 of Mondays in the Mob. Or you can mute yourself again. Yogi doesn't want the last word. He's like, fuck the last word.
I'll tell you what, though, it'll be crazy seeing the Yankees win the World Series and then in season 2 being the cellar dwellers.
Ooh.
That's gonna be
It's
nuts.
this internet. The internet's finally hitting me. It hadn't hit me all day. What I was saying, it was 5 of the 6 voting categories here in this one were Yankees. But you take the Yankees Classic, win out of it, and all 5 of those plays were very pivotal in this series.
Shit, I didn't even realize that when I do them, I just go through the stuff, right? I didn't even realize that.
This they won, so the victor goes to spoils. But Tommy Gunn's home run was huge. Churchill's home runs were huge. It was hard not to vote for him. Delaney had the first home run. It was just the timing and the finality of Ducati's home run in that Game 4 to set up Game 5 was huge.
Yeah, unbelievable. Well, congratulations to all of the playoff round and Robo Classic winners. Again, don't add any points to anything yet. I will send out a thing once we get everything done. Reminder that we are doing a preseason this week instead of starting season 1. That'll start off here. Let me pull this back up. Week 7. You see the week 7? Actually, I'll just cover the rest of these fuckers up. How about that? Oops. What is that? Boom. What am I missing here?
You did week 7 instead of week 9?
Yeah, because week 9 is
it's all the inner squad game.
Hold on, there was a reason. I'll tell you. Let me undo it.
Okay.
I'll tell you
Okay.
The reason was reasons. I don't remember.
Okay, never mind.
I don't.
You had a reason.
Yeah. I think it was maybe because Cards Brewers. Maybe I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. You picked what you picked.
Yeah, it is what it is. shit. Okay, week 7 right here. Tomorrow, A's and Yankees will lead things off. We are going to be starting at 7 p.m. instead of 5 p.m. I will be putting a notification ping in the broadcast channel as soon as we get offline and as soon as we go off air. And then we're going to do 3 games a week. So it'll be tomorrow night, starting at 7 p.m. We'll go back to back to back. It'll be A's, Yankees, then Giants, Cubs, and then Brewers, Orioles. Then on Wednesday, first game will be Mets, Cards, followed by Yankees, A's, and then Cubs, Giants. And then on Thursday, there will be 2 games. That will start a little later. It'll probably start at 8 o'clock. And that'll be Orioles, Brewers, and the week cap game will be Cardinals and Mets. The reason we're doing this is so we don't have any advantages for any team in case we've missed anything during the rebuilds and during the the trades and adding new players and all that stuff. We want to make sure everything is kosher. I don't want anybody to get an advantage or disadvantage based on any mistakes that have been made or something we may have missed. So this is going to be a preseason week, and then next week we will start week 1. Next Monday, a week from tonight, we will have show number 2 here, season 1. There will be a ballot going out for annual season awards for season 1, and you'll have this week to vote on them, and those will be announced next week along with the season 1 awards. So got a lot going on over the next 7-8 days, actually probably about 10 days. Yeah, trades are still a possibility, Doug. They're in the mix. There's talks about them, but we gotta dot the I's and cross the T's on that before we can make it official. If anybody wants to make trades.
And can I say something on that?
No. Yeah, go ahead.
Why? Come on. I mean, the only thing it's just really small, really. I'm serious.
That's what she's saying.
The only, trust me, I tell her all the time, 2 inches is more than plenty.
I mean,
so look,
2 inches in 2 minutes, bro. 2 and 2. Isn't that the old, what's that show? The 2 and 2 thing? You remember that?
That's why I call it a catch-22. Anyway, so here's what I'm saying. Trades are allowed. Doug Day is asking about it. I would want a trade if I was also on the A's.
Oh, that's all of that just so you could say that. Oh, dude, that was a lot of work to get there, bro. I'm just saying. Anyway, okay, there you go.
He could wear green and gold.
That's what I tell my wife.
Wait, she wears green and gold?
Ayo.
No, that it takes a lot of work to get there.
Oh, okay. I was like, green and gold, 2 and 2. This is yeah.
Getting TMI.
Yeah, this is around the time we got to sign off the fucking show for real. All right, Doug Day, generics on the block. Love connection. Thank you, Michael. We'll be back in 2 and 2. Let me see anybody else. Bullet says he's selling his championship trophy for anyone that's interested, and Joe says they're on sale at the mob shop for like $20. Oh, that's true technically. The love axes. Dude, I would have had a blast being a fucking game show host. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yes, you would have.
I would have fucking had a blast. What's the dude with the what's the guy that always said the word whoopee in his was that not the dating game?
Gene Rayburn.
Newlywed game. The newlywed game.
Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart, the new. He's like, dude, the whoopee question was like every other fucking question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gunny. There you go, Gunny. Who said? All right, who gave me bogus information? Michael, you. Oh no, you're both right. Michael, Love Connection. Gunny says
Chuck Woolery. Yeah.
Chuck Woolery. There you go. Be back in 2 and 2. Okay.
Bob Eubanks.
There
He's
you
right.
go. Well, thank God we got to the bottom of that, so now I can sleep tonight, everybody. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Well, thanks for being here for another episode of Mondays in the Mob. Again, our shout-outs, thoughts, and prayers are with Freddie and his mom. And I also want to do a very quick special shout-out. You guys don't realize Winkler, Soto, and Chad have helped me so much. They have done so much work behind the scenes. They're the reason why we don't have to delay this season like a couple more weeks. They have helped in rebuilding rosters, fixing shit, helping go over all those roster rebuild sheets, all of that shit. Before I even have to set eyes on it. I'm kind of like the last line of defense, if you will. So I appreciate those three. Wink, as you know, is the underboss, and Chad and Soto are 2 of the 3 capos here in the league. And there's a reason why they're in leadership is because of what they do, how they go about things, how they step up to get the shit done. So if you get a chance, please throw a shout out, throw a thank you out to Soto, Wink, and Chad for all the work they've done, because they're the reason why you get to play season 2 starting tomorrow night. So just wanted to throw that out there along with the thing for Freddie. Since Freddie's not here, we're not going to sing because I'm not a fucking singer. I'm like, turn out the lights, the party's over, bitch kind of guy. I don't really do the whole singing thing. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. Appreciate it. Looking forward to season 2. This was actually even a longer offseason than I expected, and it's longer than we will ever have in the future. We will do at least 15 seasons in this league. I guarantee it. The momentum we have the right people in here. What I said in the mob orders last week about you guys being the best of the best, you're all hand selected for a reason. You're here because I want you here, and that's a fucking good enough reason. That's it. You're here because I know that you guys will do good things here in the mob, and you'll help take this league to where it needs to be. Like I've said a million times, I'd rather have 50 dedicated people who love the league, love baseball, and want to do shit than having 250 people where 200 of them don't do fucking shit. So those days are gone. It's over. It's a new day. It's a new era. And that era is spelled M-O-B. So thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern for the first game of the preseason of Season 2. This has been the first episode of Mondays in the Mob here in Season 2. Thank you, goodbye, and good night now!